Hi everyone, back again. I'm knocking them out this morning. So I just want to make a quick video to go over my overall 2023 reading wrap up and some goals that I have for 2024. Last year I set a goal to read 60 books. In 2022, I read 78 books. 16 of those books were big books. Big books for me is anything over 400 pages. So I set my goal in 2023 to 60 books because I knew for the past few years I've had a main goal of getting back to physically reading because I've been consuming a lot, mostly everything by audio, and I love the feel and experience of physically reading a book. Like nothing brings me joy, so I've been trying to work that muscle to get back to where I used to be. Back in the day, in a good month, I could physically read 8 books. So moving slowly, I decided to set my goal low this year to 60 to account for my slower speed of reading physically versus audio, where I can listen to like 2.5 plus speed and just knock out a bunch of books on a regular basis. So I ended up surpassing that. I actually read the most that I've ever read in a year. 155 books were finished in the year of 2023, and that is due to listening to audiobooks. Of those 155 books, 38 of those were big books. It's so weird because I think of myself for the past I don't know how many years as not being a fan of nonfiction. But if it's good, you guys, I really love nonfiction, and that number has grown over the past few years. So last year I actually ended up reading 29 nonfiction books. I forget what my goal was, maybe like 1 or 2 of those a month. So I surpassed like a goal of 24. I read 29 nonfiction books. I've been reading diversely since I joined BOOKTUBE back in whatever year it was, and that number's just grown more and more each year. I make it a point to read diversely all over the board. I've been doing a good job of that, so to the point that I'm not even tracking that or having a goal number wise, because it's just something that's worked into the core of like my reading in general. Speaking of that goal, the past few years of getting back to reading physical books, I only read 3 physical books last year, you guys, but one was one of my top 3 reads of the year. Razor Blade Tears, like absolutely enjoyed that. I read the physical book. I have a hard copy of that one. The other 2, how I've mentioned in my previous videos, if you've seen, I kind of dabbled into like lighter fare for palette cleansers, romance being a category, and I dove into smut this year, you guys. I hopped on the smut train, y'all, and it was fun. I tried it and I liked it. So I flew through like 2 books in, oh my god, what's the name of the series? The Queens and Monsters series by J.T. Gessinger. So I've read books 1 and 2. I flew through those on ebook, like just devoured them, and it was wonderful. That is still a goal because 3 was an absolute fail. I'm hoping to do better this year for sure, make more of an effort. I had a goal to read a little each day. That didn't really work. Well, if you count audiobooks, then yeah, like I complete that, but it was to physically read like each day, and that didn't go too hot. So I figured I'd show you guys the little quick Goodreads breakdown of my reading year in review. 2023, my year in books, I read 54,908 pages. I count my audiobooks as hardcover, so I get the pages read stat at the end of the year. Also, okay, let's see, like I was telling you guys, I read 155 books. My shortest books was Foster by Claire Keegan, and that was 89 pages. Enjoyed that one very much. I read that one for the BookTube prize. My longest book, also read for the BookTube prize, was Secret City, The Hidden History of Gay Washington. My average book length in 2023 was 354 pages. My most shelved read was Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. And my least shelved read was Like Trees Walking, which I read for the Read Soul Lit group read in February that Dee Dee over at Brown Girl Readings puts on for Black History Month, Read So Lit, every year in February. And let's see, my average rating for books last year was 3.2. My highest rated book that I read on Goodreads was Know My Name by Chanel Miller. My first review of the year was House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. And here's a quick glimpse at the books that I read in 2023. And my last review of the year was Magnolia Park's little blurb there. Okay, so let's talk about this new year. I am setting my goal for books read to 75. I know that's very different than 100 plus, 150 plus that I did last year. But again, I really want to focus on reconnecting with physical books. It's a main goal. I'm hoping to actually succeed this year. So I'm keeping the pressure low by setting it to 75. Pretty sure I can make that happen. 24 of those I would like to be big books. So books of 400 pages or more. As mentioned before, I would like to read physically every single day. A little bit, just like at least a half an hour a day. That's my goal, to get me back in the habit of just picking up a book every day, build up my speed, reconnect the joy of smelling the pages and everything that goes along with it. It just makes me happy. And my soul loves it, and I really have been missing that these past few years that I've been like zooming by with audiobooks. As far as big books, of those 24 big books, I would like 6 of those to be 6 physical reads, 6 physical big books for 2024. Book journaling. I got a book journal that I absolutely loved last year. Didn't use it once. Even the year before that, I liked the one that I got, didn't use it. So I was like, okay, this didn't work. Let me try a new one. Got the new one last year. Absolutely love the format of it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I'll share in another video as I share the journals that and planners that I'm using for 2024. But to journal in my book on a regular basis, I read so many great books in 2023, and just me and my memory with work and life and everything else doesn't do them the justice by the time I get around to like sharing a best of list, or if I even do a review at the end of the month, I need to like jot down like quick notes, even if it's not a full detailed review, just some things so I can remember key points, so I can share with you guys, hopefully on a regular basis, how I felt about the reads that I'm reading throughout the year as I'm actually reading them throughout the year. That being said, I would like to do more book reviews and to post more regularly on BookTube. Say it every year. Haven't been good in like a few years. Y'all know. Thanks to the OGs for still being here and bearing with me, because life has been life, and y'all, for real. Some of y'all know. Those of you that don't, God bless you. I'm happy for you. But I would like to get better at reviewing books on here in a timely fashion and on the sites that I choose to share my reads, which is the next point we're going to talk about. Goodread has been the crutch that I have fallen on as far as sharing reviews and being bookishly social, other than Bookstagram, Instagram. But that is really the place where I log like what I've read and like my star reviews, and share likes on other people's reviews or books that they want to read or have just finished, things like that. That being said, I have not been a fan of Goodreads for quite a few years now. It's super outdated. Finally, people are speaking up on it. People have been speaking up on it. Like, I just don't have the time or the energy to. Y'all know it is what it is. And the parent company that owns them needs to be more options. So other options are popping up. Storygraph. I really love the detailed stats and insight that you can give on like the books that you've read, how you're feeling about them, and all the graphs and the charts. And I haven't even delved into it like I really should, but like the light surface skimming that I've been doing, I absolutely love it. I've had it for like a couple of years now. I plan to use it last year. I only logged like I think January and maybe the beginning of February's books, and I fell off. So I would really like to use Storygraph as my main source of logging. I'll probably still log on Goodreads. I'm just in the habit of that and used to it. But as far as like really using it, I would love Storygraph to replace Goodreads as my go-to for updating on everything that I'm reading and everything that I've read. There's also another site that has popped up, Fable. I've dilly-dallied, just the slightest of dabbling into that one. I would like to use Fable more. If you guys are on either of those, or if you know about a different option, let me know. But I'm Books with B on each platform. It's the same on everything. Please feel free to add me. Let's make connections. That's the one thing about Storygraph. I don't know if it's as social as Goodreads. I haven't found that part of it. So if you guys can like guide me to like where I go to actually like talk to and interact with other readers on there, I would love it. And I would love it if we could friend each other and talk about the books we love, hate, want to burn, fucking gild in gold, like all of that. That would be a lot of fun. As far as nonfiction, not sure if I mentioned this. So in 2023, I read 29 nonfiction books. It'd be great if I could do it again, but like I said, physical reading is taking a priority this year. So if I could bump that down to 24 nonfiction books, I'll be very, very happy. I would like to get better at unhauling books and about organizing my bookshelves because they are chaos. Super chaotic. Not even on an aesthetic level, but just sis do better level. How about that? Okay. And last, I signed up to once again judge in the BOOKTUBE prize. Absolutely love doing it. I only missed 1 year, maybe 2. And I normally judge in fiction. Last year, I was brave. I was feeling good about myself with the realization that I actually love well done nonfiction. So my ass signed up for nonfiction, bitches. And just, it was not a good time. Out of all the books that I read for nonfiction, I only did like the first round, but one of them actually made it to like one of my top reads of the year and of my nonfiction top reads, but it didn't even make it to the top 10. Thought I was doing something, thought I was feeling brave and signed up for it, and it didn't work out for me to the point that like I was kind of miserable towards the end of judging that particular group, to the point that I messaged Robert, who puts on the BOOKTUBE prize, and asked him if I could switch to fiction for the next round. So the rest of the judging, I judge fiction. And I believe this was the first year that I actually judged like every single round. It was great. I came across so many good books that I normally wouldn't have come across, and absolutely enjoyed it. One of them being like one of my top 3 reads, Demon Copperhead. Like, so thankful and grateful for that. So I signed up again this year for fiction to judge that, but I actually like to share that experience more on here, even if it's just like a quick blurb about the 6 books in my group or whatever, but hopefully to expand upon that and come back after the round has closed and share my thoughts and reviews with those. It's just so hard for me to like come back and to remember, hence the like journaling when I read something, record my thoughts as I'm reading them. A lot of people do reading vlogs for those, but just something to share those with you guys and to share that experience and to get kind of more a little bit immersed in that community. I think that'd be great. That's all for my 2024 bookish resolutions. Do you guys have any? Let me know below. Let me know what some of yours are. If you didn't make a video, would love to talk about it, get ideas. I love these. These are some of my favorite videos. I love this conversation of going into the new year with goals and improvements, doing the damn thing. I love it. So thanks. guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.